Alright guys, last video I gutted this bathroom. It was very outdated when I moved in, and I left off with it with new sheetrock on the walls, and this is where I'm going to continue off. And this video is where I left off in the old video, was sheetrock work and crown molding and all that good stuff. Alright, here's the update on the bathroom. All the sheetrock has been hung. Now today I'm just going to mud up all the seams. Thinking to put some crown molding up there, so I'm gonna have to go and pick some up. Just gonna get this all mudded up, all the cracks, with some hot mud, and we'll use mesh tape on here. Alright, got the corners done today. You can see I use mesh tape in the corners. That's one coat. It actually looks pretty good after just one coat, but I'll put 2 coats. Alright, all the corners are filled. What I fill it with, it's with some easy sand. And that one's got a small crack right there, and that one will just be filled in with caulking. Alright, so I got the hardy back down, 1/4 inch hardy back, because I got a good solid base, good, I think it's like 1 3/4 inch thickness. Plywood's down. Got my crown installed, just caulked it up so there's no cracks anymore. Just finished my last coat of pre-mixed mud on these corners. I went over that with mesh tape, so I only had to go like 1 coat with the actual bucket stuff pre-mixed. I don't like to use the pre-mix too much, especially in a bathroom, because if it gets wet, it like melts like butter. Of course, you go over it with primer and paint, but still, if the water ever gets under there, that pre-mixed stuff just doesn't hold up. That's why I always use the joint compound in the bags, limestone with plaster or gypsum. Anyways, that's where I'm going to stop the video, because next thing I gotta do is I gotta put some thin set down and put these boards in it, because I'm using some travertine, and travertine really it's brittle if you got any air pockets in it or if there's any movement. So I'm gonna thin set these down and then screw them in. And here's the travertine I picked. Alright, pretty nice. And this is gonna be a French pattern. And then I got the porcelain for the wall backsplash. Alright, we just got the hardy back down, and the way we're doing it is we're putting the thin set down, troweling it out. We just ran out, but it's okay, we ran out right when it's under the vanity. And the reason why we're troweling down thin set underneath this hardy backer, so the hardy backer will stick better to the floor, and when the tile's put on it, you'll have less cracking if you ever do get a crack or a noise in the floor or whatever. So yeah, put it under the hardy backer, put your hardy backer on it, trowel it out, then put your screws in right after. And I wet with a sponge the back of each piece, because this will absorb all of the water out of your thin set, and it will dry out the thin set to the point where it's pretty much useless, doesn't even bond to it. So that's where we're at. Next step, I think we're going to start painting the ceiling. Alright, for my niche, I'm going to use some Red Guard. It's a waterproofing membrane, or a crack prevention membrane. I'm just going to use it because I have some left over from the job upstairs, and it'd be perfect for inside this niche. Now the thing is, it's a tub room. You probably never even get really a whole lot of water in here, but I'm going to do it anyway. Also, drywall. You can put your towel directly onto the drywall, but it will not stick as good if you use a primer over this. They sell special primers. I think even this will be fine, Red Guard, over the drywall. I don't have a whole lot left. This is less than half a gallon. It probably won't do all of it, but if I go over just like real skim thin, it might be enough. Alright, so this stuff will be pink in color, and then it will dry to a red color when done. And it's almost like a very elasticy gel stain or something, or a gel coat. fiberglass world, but it's a lot bendier, almost like silicone. Okay, the red guard has dried to a nice red color. So next, I'm gonna put some Kills PVA primer on my new drywall. And I've never used that stuff before. I always used Kills 2, the regular Kills 2 stuff. But the PVA is supposed to be a sealer and seal up all this drywall, so you don't have to put so much top coats on it. It'll cover good. But I'll let you guys know at the end of this video if it even works good or not. So this is the stuff I got. It's about $65 for a 5-gallon. And it does, I think, 300 square feet a gallon. So 5 gallons, I'll do quite a bit. I think that'll do like 1,500 square feet. And I'm gonna roll it on. I'm not gonna spray it. I do have a sprayer, Graco sprayer, but it's just such a small bathroom. I think I'm just gonna roll it on. All right, so I'm impressed with this Kills PVA primer for the drywall. I did one coat and it's pretty nice after one coat. I mean, you could probably do one more if you wanted to, but I think this will cover just fine with the paint. And it goes on gray, but it dries in a white color. So when it's, you know, it's fully dried, it turns white. And it's nice because you can kind of see, like I got a little imperfection there that I can fill in tomorrow. Little imperfection there. So tomorrow I can get some mud out and pre-mixed mud and just go over whatever I missed. There's a little spot there. So yeah, I definitely recommend this primer for drywall, for new drywall. And I use this nap here, 3/8 nap, smooth to semi-smooth surfaces. Alright, just finished painting the ceiling. Ice Sculpture is the color. It's got a bluish grayish tint. And I painted the crown pure white. 2 coats on the crown. I only needed 1 coat for the ceiling because I primed there. And it's looking good. Installing a chandelier. It's kind of a modern style one. Okay, and that's how it looks. You got these wires that hang down. You got to put the crystal at the end and then just clip it up onto these little hooks up here. And they're real crystals. So it's pretty cool. Tub will be underneath it, so I'll give it a little bit of a cool look to it. And you know, it's about, I don't know, 6 feet up, so it won't hit your head or anything. But again, the tub will be here, and that'll be right above the tub. So when you're using the toilet or the sink, that's way off to the side. It's not like it'll be over your head. Yeah, so I don't know how many crystals there is, probably over 100. 18, 17, 18, 19, 20 by 6. 120 of them. And here's all the crystals. They give them to you individually packed, so you gotta literally do each one yourself. So you gotta take them out of the little bags, and I'll show you how you put these on. Okay, so how you install these is pretty simple, but you need 2 people. Or, yeah, 2 people is the best. So you're gonna take these, one person's gonna open it up while one person holds it. Just open this up enough to get it, and then close it up, just like that. Hopefully I got that on camera. But if you try to do this by yourself, you can't open it and hold it at the same time with, you know, 1 hand each. You need 2 people. And then you'll hang this up. Alright, so I still got some painting to do in the backsplash, so I'm not going to install those crystals until later on. And here's a quick look of how the chandelier will look all put together. So now I'm going to work on the backsplash, which I got to get everything laser straight. So I got to bring the laser level, which I have over here. See how I got it rigged up on my tripod. Alright, to get this first tile straight, because if you don't have the first set of tiles straight, all of the other ones are crooked. I'm using a laser level. It's a Bosch one, and what I'm doing is marking with a marker. I have a chalk line and it's red, so red on red won't show. I just went and took my marker, put a straight edge on that red line, and got my mark, which is straight. Because this floor, it's pretty level, but it is off by like 1/4 of an inch, and I'm talking at the ends. At the ends, it's a little bit higher, like 1/4 inch, like the last foot on both sides. So it drops 1/4 inch in the bottom, but it's fairly pretty straight. Other than that, so I'm gonna have to use some little shims and stuff. A lot of people will put a piece of wood down and they'll just put it on a wood. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to shim it with some spacers, and I'll follow my marker line. And then once you got the bottom one down, the rest should be straight. If anybody's wondering how thick my subfloor is with everything I got, it's nearly 2 inches. A little bit over 1.75 inches, almost 2 inches. So you want it real thick if you're doing tile. I've seen a lot of people go over like 1 inch thickness in the tile, and you're gonna crack your tile. It's not thick enough. You can't have any bending, any vibration in your floor. It has to be solid. All right, there's the backsplash. Got 3 rows up, and yeah, we're not done as you can see, but just want to show you how it's going. If you didn't use these clips, little lash clips that I got, this thing would be very hard to keep straight. These little clips here, flat tile leveling clips. That really works. It's 1/16 of an inch, the one that I got, but by the time it pulls at it, it kind of leaves it more 1/8 of an inch. And so that's what I really want anyway, to get my grout in there. Alright, here's the finished wall with the tile, porcelain tile, and a little mosaic up on top. And the rest of the wall will just be painted. Maybe put a picture there or something. And the tub will be where I'm sitting. And you can see up there, chandelier will be hanging down, little crystals. Comes down about, I don't know, 3 feet I think. 30 inches or 3 feet. And I'll finish this off all the way around, and then once that's done, I'll do the floor, travertine. That took me a lot of work to get that nice and straight. One thing I like about this porcelain tile is it's very random. All the design, it goes all different directions, so it doesn't really matter which way you put this up. The Carrera that I had upstairs in my bathroom, the pattern was really hard to line up. This one's just really easy to do, because the pattern, even if you have it like one vein goes this way and one vein goes that way, it doesn't matter, because you got all kinds of other whites and beiges and grays that are swirling around. It's really cool. So there is repeat patterns, and what I do is I put all the repeats in a stack. So this is all repeats of that same pattern, same with this one. And I just go down, and then you'll get to somewhere that's only a few repeats. And so those ones I'll use, the ones that have a lot of repeats, I'll do it like behind the tub and behind the sink where you don't see it, because I hate when I see porcelain and you'll see a pattern and then you'll look somewhere else and you see the same pattern. I don't really like that, especially if the pattern is like right next to each other. Like you'll have one there and then one there and it's the same pattern. It just makes you feel like it's fake. And if you can get the patterns all spread out where you can't tell that any of them are alike, it just makes you feel like that's a slab of rock that was taken out of the earth and put on your wall, even though it's porcelain. Alright, here's where I'm at. Backsplash is almost completed. All I have to do is finish off the mosaic going all the way around, and I'm pretty much ready to do the floor. I'm doing a French pattern with the travertine here. It's got my little printout that I did and got everything laid out first, how I want it. You know, if you do that, you're not going to be disappointed later because you know what it's going to look like.